It's 4th of July weekend in Chicago. NASCAR back for a third trip. Racing on the streets. Coverage on TNT. Presented by Arby's.
Chicago, let's go! Drivers, start your engine!
Here we go. Front row. McDowell, Van Gisbergen off of turn 12. And we are racing on the streets of Chicago.
Really good job right here by the 71 of McDowell. He anticipated the launch of SVG back at the restart zone for the initial start of the race. Now challenging back to the inside in turn 2.
Crossover move. Van Gisbergen trying to get there.
That's what he does. SVG is on attack in every corner, even when you don't expect it. It didn't work out. He loses a little bit of ground. Reddick will now put him under attack. A very defensive line by the 88 on the inside. Oh, no. Too wide through 4. Will it work? Barely. A foot maybe to the tire pack.
Make a note of that. And now we check in on William Byron coming from the back.
Yeah, I have a major clutch slipping here through the gears. Like this accelerating straight line smooth. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I'm not sure how this is going to go.
All right, clutch issue. This would be a huge issue for pit stops. You don't really use the clutch on the racetrack as we see Briscoe dive into the inside of Hocevar, but we'll just have to see this can become an issue, and in the end, Alan, it could hurt the gearbox on the 24.
100%. They don't know exactly what to tell him to fix it. He says, I just can't accelerate. Seems to be going better than it was, but you have all the Hendrick brass down here, including Crew Chief Rudy Fugel, trying to figure out what to tell him and if they can fix it. We'll see what's going on down here.
Yeah, these drivers didn't get the memo that 10 of them hit the wall yesterday. They are driving like this is easy and non-issue, passing where you're not supposed to.
Yeah, and you can see right here in turn 11, just a lot of checkups, a lot of contact right there. Chase Elliott, a few of the cars getting together, a lot of lockups.
How about McDowell? All that talk about SVG. He said, I'm ready. I don't care how much he's won.
How much movement there is in the steering.
Oh, boy.
Contact.
Hocevar around.
Hocevar's around. Someone's getting blocked by the 77. Oh, a big pile of cars.
There's just no room to work, and they're all wedged together here.
And that's the problem with this racetrack, where the spotters cannot see everything. You can tell that everybody's running into this wreck with no understanding that there are cars blocking the racetrack. So obviously, no spotters in any location are able to give warning to these drivers.
Brad Kozlowski is stopped. Suarez, Will Brown, Todd Gilliland, a part of that. Riley Herbst, and qualified row 2.
Oh my goodness, such a hard lick right there. And he spins right around in front of Dillon. And now here comes everybody piling into this crash. Wow.
They have no idea, right?
No.
I mean, all of these cars continuing. This is just going to be a huge hit for the 77. Let's go on board with Brad K. Take a look at this.
Now, going to move on, and not just move on in the in-season bracket, but he's someone that we feel like can go out and win this race day. And look at that. Wow.
We're breaking stuff everywhere.
Yeah, they just don't have that car up off the ground, and the tires are trying to turn while it's trying to be carried forward.
That radio on the 71 is more like, I think at this point we aren't going to pit. We're going to only pit one time a little bit later in the next stage. We'll see what they do. It's a road trip. We left one city, we're driving to the other. Do we want to stop once? I like to stop twice. I like to stretch my legs, Adam. I like to stop a couple times.
I like when you can flip the stage and still get stage points.
Yeah,
that's an exclamation point.
I've never had that ability. Sounds amazing to be that fast.
Well, I think the idea was with this tire, they didn't run this tire here last year, and they wondered what the fall off might be like during the race. We saw a lot of fall off at COTA. We saw a lot of fall off at Mexico City as well, but maybe today they're seeing enough pace in these cars late in the run to be able to try to do this one-stop strategy. And even though they'll, maybe at a tire deficit late in the race, they think they got the speed to hold off all the cars that will have the tire advantage.
The length of this race really does change the conversation in the garage prior, because a lot of times it's just wide open on what you can see. Not as many options when it comes to racing here in Chicago, just because of the length of the race and the ability, as we talk about, to do it on one stop.
We talk strategy and all that. I wonder, though, if I'm overlooking what McDowell just did. SVG's dominated all weekend long. Everything has been SVG. And he just passed him on the start and just wouldn't let him by and just outperformed him for a whole stage. Like, this is the first little bit of weakness we have seen out of SVG.
Put the green and white checkered flag in the air. It's for Michael McDowell. 4th career stage win for him. And the 3rd time he's done it on a road course.
Right here in front of Shane Van Gisbergen, trying to stay on the lead lap with that number 8 car. Been told that he might be getting black flags, so here comes the pit road to obey that order.
Pit stop for Shane Van Gisbergen. Scheduled service as we head toward the end of stage 2, Marty.
Successful day. I think a stage win for Ryan Blaney in that playoff point. I know they're going to leave here talking about what they wanted to do differently, but that is a big bucket to fill up for this 12 car to score these points and that all-important playoff point, which will help him in those final 10 races.
I mean, just look at those top 5 drivers. You know, Briscoe has a win. He can collect some stage points here. But Reddick doesn't have a win, but well above the cut line. Bowman comes in above the cut line. Bubba Wallace above the cut line. Those are all drivers by collecting some stage points here that help create some insurance. And oh, by the way, they all know the man in charge of the field now, or the guy that will be, you know, Shane Van Gisbergen, he's got a win. So it's kind of like, man, we don't need another new winner. It's all playing for him. The points really matter right now.
This field, when we finish this stage and cycle it all through, it's going to be all jumbled up, and we'll just reset it then. There's so many moving parts. Reddick's probably back here part throttling this thing. I don't think he can make it all the way from lap 30. This seems to be a long ways. Great Toyota onboard looks.
That Congress Plaza, man, such a fun part of the racetrack.
I mean, look at that with the skyscrapers. It doesn't matter how many times we come, it just doesn't. It looks like a video game. You can't believe it's real life.
Wrapping stage number 2 at Chicago. Green and white checkered flag for Ryan Blaney. That being Ty Gibbs. Here it is out of turn 2. Side by side for the lead. Racing down Lakeshore Drive, Shane Van Gisbergen, Chase Briscoe. 88 trying to go back on point. Turn 3, clear. Turn 4, turn 5. And there he goes.
That was spotter B with a clear for the lead, the 88.
Felt good, didn't it?
He did. Holding that one. He couldn't wait.
My man,
yes.
Back out front. Shane Van Gisbergen doing it to the field again in Chicago. And just like that, caution comes out.
Trying to draw away from the 54 of Gibbs. Both on equal tires. Came in lap 42. Here's the 2 car. Stopped on the racetrack, and that's going to bring out the yellow.
6th caution of the day.
That's right. He needed this to be clear track to try to make some ground on the 88.
For sure.
So now the question is who's going to finish second. I still think the 45 is the car with the better tires. I think he'll get Gibbs.
Oh man, he won in the wall.
Cody Ware's off the track.
This will be big. Does the leader take the white flag or will the caution come out? That's the decision.
He's going to try to hustle back to the white flag because once he takes the white flag, the next flag will end the race. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. We are still green.
So if a caution comes out now, the race will be over. It'll be official. Who runs second, Reddick or Gibbs, and can SVG get it back around?
This is turn 6 where the 51 is stuck. I'd be surprised.
And there's the caution.
I was going to say, I was surprised that they would not throw the yellow. They can't allow the field to race through turn 6 with a car in the tire barrier. So that's the call NASCAR has to make.
Maybe just go ahead and give him a key to the city because Shane Van Gisbergen does own the streets of Chicago. He delivers once again.
Hell yeah, buddy. Weekend sweep. You are a bat of 88 team.
Start. Opened the door for him last year to win, to go to the Xfinity Series, run full time. He was a rookie. Got 3 straight victories on the road last summer. And on the verge of doing it now at the Cup level as a first-year driver. Got it done at Mexico City.